Hi guys, I'm Riley.
And I'm Izzy.
And you're watching today's episode of Generation Imagination.
Today's topic is our monthly news segment. From duck boats capsizing to Jeopardy stars in Jeopardy, we've got your month's news from July.
Let's get to it. First up today, an actor from the show Blackish is under criminal investigation. According to the LA Times, Anthony Anderson, the patriarch of Blackish, was accused of sexual assault from an unknown woman and is currently under investigation by the LAPD. He denies the charges presented. The unidentified woman met Anderson about a year ago when she catered an event for him. The article reads, "The incident occurred," she said, "when they met a second time to work together in the future." This is not his first accusation of sexual harassment. In 2004, while working on the set of Hustle and Flow, Anderson was accused of rape by an extra who dropped the charges at the time. This is an ongoing investigation.
A 7-time Jeopardy winner and professor is on probation for inappropriately logging into the emails of professors, administrators, and students, according to Fox News. Stephanie Jass, who teaches history at Michigan's Adrian College, allegedly logged into other email accounts without permission with the perceived intent of gaining leverage over others over a 4-day period. This behavior caused her to receive a court order and a year of probation. The president of Adrian College, Jeffrey Docking, said, "In the midst of this whole thing, in my opinion, we've wasted $16,000 on attorney fees that we could have used to give scholarships to children."
President Trump lashed out at his lawyer, Michael Cohen, on the night of Saturday, July 21st, suggesting that there could be legal consequences for Mr. Cohen's decision to record a discussion that him and Mr. Trump had prior to the 2016 election about paying a former Playboy model who said she had an affair with Mr. Trump, according to the New York Times. Inconceivable that a government would break into a lawyer's office early in the morning. Almost unheard of. Even more inconceivable that a lawyer would tape a client. Totally unheard of and perhaps illegal, President Trump tweeted. While he suggests Mr. Cohen's recording was illegal, New York law can allow one party to tape a conversation without the other party knowing. Mr. Cohen has taped many conversations in the past, and President Trump himself is no stranger to taping conversations, according to the New York Times. In either case, President Trump's declaration of warfare on Mr. Cohen's is a direct contrast in his actions to keep a longtime lawyer on his side.
17 of the 31 passengers on a Table Rock Lake duck boat died during a severe storm in which the boat capsized and sank to the bottom of the lake. 7 other passengers, including 3 children, were taken to emergency care. Victims ranged from ages 1 to 76, with 4 children and 1 teenager passing away. Weather officials say that the storm which capsized the boat entered the area with gusts of wind up to 75 miles per hour. Although it's unclear, officials state that most passengers of this Thursday evening crash were probably not wearing life jackets.
An indigenous man is thought to be the last of his Amazon tribe in Brazil. Recent tapes show him among the foliage in the Brazilian Amazon, although his first sighting is from a documentary in the 1990s. The magazine says, "The Indian Foundation has been monitoring him since 1996, found him already living alone in Rondônia State. It believes encroachment and attacks farmers and loggers that began in the 1980s. Most of his fellow tribesmen appear to have been killed in an attack against his tribe in 1995 or 1996.
The employee of the month for July is a Birmingham College student who traveled 20 miles by foot to his first day of work. The student, whose name was Walter Carr, was faced with a broken-down car the night before he was supposed to start work. And instead of calling in an excuse and an absence, he walked through the night from Homewood to Pelham to make it to his job with the Bellhops Moving Company in time. His boss and CEO of Bellhops, Luke Marklin, was so astonished by his dedication that he gifted Carr his barely driven car.
A 19-year-old World Cup champion from France, Kylian Mbappé, is donating his earnings from the World Cup that gives sports instructions to hospitalized and disabled kids in France. Premiers du Cordy. He's been working with the children and teaching them to play soccer since 2017, and after receiving his World Cup paycheck, which is about 265,000 euros or 350,000 US dollars, he donated his winnings to the charity for support.
Finally, the Tennessee Titans defensive end, Gerald Casey, plans to protest the NFL's new policy on the national anthem, which requires all players and league personnel on the sidelines to stand for the anthem, or if they do not wish to stand, they must remain in the locker room. He says he will continue to protest during the national anthem, standing up for Colin Kaepernick's 2016 decision to peacefully protest for the rights of minorities by kneeling for the flag. I'm going to do what I do that's going to bring light to my community, Casey stated. I will continue to use my platform to keep on speaking up.
Next up is our Super Teen of the Month segment, where we have two phenomenal teens who started their own charities.
First up is St. Louis native 16-year-old Maddie Beckman, who has made it her mission for children to stay warm on the streets of her hometown. Her charity, Coat a Kid, has donated over 10,000 coats to children in need since its inception. Check out her website in the link in the description.
And 13-year-old Mackenzie Barra started collecting and donating her books for her local homeless shelter when she saw the need in her community. Charity, Sheltering Books, has donated 150,000 books to those in need since inception. Her website is also linked in the description.
That's all we've got for today, guys.
We'll be back Wednesday with another video.
Izzy
and Riley, signing off.